What advice do you have for prospective students that might want to apply in a year or two from now?
In a year or two from now?
Yes.
That's a great question. I think the reality, and this is a loaded question, because none of us sees the future, yes. But I think, in all honesty, full disclosure, I think you need to be realistic about the market. What that means is, and I might be wrong about this, but I think AI is going to play a bigger and bigger role in what this is, yes. So in other words, data science is great. Obviously, I like it. But people are very impressed by labels, yes. So you might want to mix in some AI in your portfolio if you want to get a job. Because I'm talking to a lot of CEOs and hiring managers, and what they're looking for right now is somebody who can help them with AI. And they don't know what that is, and nor do they care. But they're told by the consultants, and I know that because I talked to them, that they have to do something with AI. So in other words, in 2025, AI is where data science was in 2015. So my advice, do something with that to brand yourself like that as your personal brand. Of course, as a data scientist or budding data scientist, that means in practice machine learning and linear algebra and GPUs and compute and all of that. So that's internally, but on the face of it, personal brand AI.
Great. And do you have any extra advice for students that want to apply specifically to the program on how they can strengthen their application?
Strengthen the application. Well, as you know, it's very competitive to apply. It depends, right? You want to stand out. You want to stand out in a good way, not in a bad way. It's easy to stand out in a bad way. Stand out in a good way, but it's hard to give a generic answer how to stand out. Yes, because then everybody's going to do that. But basically, my advice is, for those of you who are listening, don't write your personal statement with ChatGPT, because we use that too, and we know what that sounds like. So that's basically an immediate disqualifier if you write it's not low effort. And again, I use the chatbot every day, and I know what that sounds like. So don't do that. Make it heartfelt, make it authentic. And other than that, just load up on your technical skills, coding, linear algebra, probability theory. And let me tell you why. You might say, Pascal, in the modern age with chatbot and all that, you don't need to learn how to code anymore. And that is true to a degree, but I would argue learning how to code or knowing how to code is actually more important now. Let me tell you why. I'm sure you've all asked the chatbot to make an image for you. And if you look at the image, it kind of gets the overall vibe right. But the more you look, like, oh my God, all the details are all off. But in the image, you can just see that because you are like a visually aware primate. Like you have all these algorithms in your brain. That's where my neuroscience comes in to analyze the image. But unless you're an expert, you might not realize that what you asked the chatbot is not exactly what the chatbot gave you in the code, yes? Not really. And it's really devious because historically we learn from syntax errors. Oh, it doesn't run. That's how you know you have an error. But it's not going to have any syntax error. It's going to run, but it's not exactly what you asked for. So in a way, knowing how to code is actually more important now than before. That's very devious, very insidious, actually. But it's the reality of it. And we're going to learn to reckon to live in a world where that's the reality. So if you can do that, you're going to be okay.
Okay, great.